Hey everyone, in this video I want to take a few minutes to talk with you practically about prayer. One of the habits it's really easy for us to get into when it comes to our prayer lives is for our prayers to become really self-focused. Now that doesn't mean that we're praying for bad things, it just means that the things we're praying for are really all about us. So for example, we might pray for God's protection or for safety. Maybe we're praying for basic necessities like food and clothing and shelter, or we're praying for forgiveness or patience. Maybe we're even thanking God for prayers that He's already answered. But the downside of that is that those prayers really are only about us. Now, it's fine to pray those things. Those should be things that we pray regularly. But if we really want to transform our prayer lives, one of the best things we can do is to pray for things that aren't about us. Let me give you a couple of examples of what I mean by that. When Jesus taught about prayer in the Sermon on the Mount in Matthew 6, He certainly prayed for things that were personal. Give us our daily bread, forgive us our debts, deliver us from temptation. Those are all things that are really self-focused. But before He ever prayed for those things, He prayed about things that were about God. Hallowed be your name. Your kingdom come. Your will be done on earth as it is in heaven. And so if we want to get out of the habit of praying prayers that are primarily about us, one of the best ways to do that is to start our prayers by praying for God's things, giving thanks for parts of His character that we appreciate, or praying for things that we know are important to God. A second thing we can do to get away from praying prayers that are primarily about us is simply to pray for other people. If you read the writings of the Apostle Paul, his letters are full of prayers that he prayed for other people. Now, sometimes we don't always pray for others like we should because it can just get a little tiring to continually be praying for other people's needs. But one of the great things about Paul's prayers is that he didn't just pray for other people's needs. He also prayed prayers of thanksgiving for the amazing things that God had done through other people. For example, in Philippians chapter 1, verse 3, he prays this: I thank my God in all my remembrance of you, always offering prayer with joy in my every prayer for you all, in view of your participation in the gospel from the first day until now. So pray for the needs of other people, but it's also great to take the time to celebrate what other people have done for the Lord and the ways that those people have impacted our lives. We'll find so much joy in our prayer lives when we do that one simple thing. Another way that praying for others can really change us is when we pray for people that we don't have good relationships with. It's one thing to rejoice in or to celebrate the amazing things that people have done for the Lord, but it's a totally different thing to pray for people that have harmed us or wronged us in some way. And yet that's exactly what Jesus taught us to do, again, in the Sermon on the Mount. He taught us to love our enemies and to pray for those who persecute us. And it's the same thing that He Himself modeled even as He hung on the cross. And when we do that, when we pray for people that have mistreated us in some way, the way that it changes us is it keeps us from becoming bitter and angry and frustrated, and instead it replaces those feelings with feelings of compassion and love and concern for those people in our lives. So these are just a couple of ideas that are designed to get us away from the habit of praying prayers that are primarily self-focused, praying for God's things, and praying for other people. Now, if this is territory that's a little bit new or unfamiliar, let me offer a couple of other suggestions that might help. Start a prayer journal. Get in the habit of writing down things that are in God's interest or things about His character that you want to pray for. Get in the habit of writing down specific needs you want to pray about for other people or specific ways you want to celebrate the things God has done in their lives. Also, if you have a smartphone, there are a number of different prayer apps that are available that are designed to help develop your prayer life. You can find them on the App Store or Google Play, depending on your phone. One that I'm looking into this week is called Echo Prayer, and I'm still really unfamiliar with it, but it basically gives you a way to chart your prayers and keep track of them. It gives reminders that are built into your day so that you take time to pray. It even offers options that are available so that you can interact with other people's prayer requests and prayer lists as well. So give these things a try. and see if you find your prayer time start to become more rewarding as a result. See if it changes the ways that you connect with God and with other people. Leave us a note in the comment section below and let us know what you think, or let us know if there are other things you've found that have really helped you grow in your prayer life. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you next time.